afternoon, everyone. Welcome. It is another thrilling edition of Leader to Leader, your midweek lunchtime serving of leadership insights presented by Leadership Brevard and LEAD Brevard. We're going to be talking about those two, and one day I will get both of them right and put them in the right place. But until then, you know where we're coming from. I'm Geo Ropert. I'm your host, and I will be here today with a great guest, somebody that I have a lot of respect for in the community, and one of our great leaders. And it's an honor to have him with us today. So that you get a little bit of insight of what you're watching today. It's Leader to Leaders, brought to you every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 12:15 p.m. And it's broadcast live on Facebook. And if you don't get a chance to see it then, we always put up the replay and you'll be able to catch our guests. We've had a great run of it so far. Over the month of May and late April, we kind of started this off. And it's been a lot of fun, having a lot of fun doing it, and really enjoy the people who are coming on board. And everybody is eager to get here and be able to share their insights. Each week, or each day, I should say, each show, we showcase a Leadership Brevard graduate. I am, of course, a Leadership Brevard grad of 2001, the best class. And but each one is the best class. And each of our graduates and guests are going to be sharing some of their insights of the leadership knowledge and skills, not only that they've acquired through the Leadership Brevard program, but what they have in themselves and how those have been tweaked and how they're putting them to use, not only in their professional careers, but in the community as well. As you know, Leadership Brevard is the leadership development and community deployment organization. When you do go through this program, not only do you really get a chance to have an opportunity to fine tune and gain some leadership skills, but you also meet some great people. And then you also learn too, what's happening in our community and where those needs are, where you can be deployed and where you can put your assets to work. And so we'll talk a little bit about that too with our guests today. And, we'll also talk about some of the things that are going on. Everybody's doing the work from home, or I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of folks doing work from home or some type of remote working for those that are working hard, for those that may have not or have lost their jobs or are on furlough. I'm right there with you. I know what it felt like. We kind of lost a lot of our business at the beginning of March, but we're coming back and starting to see some good things coming our way, some new clients being signed up. So feeling pretty good about the future, and we'll keep our eyes peeled and always looking for opportunities. So, well, let's jump right into it. I want to welcome our guest today. He is a good friend of mine. You've seen him around the community. I will tell you, this guy right here, Scott Eller from Rock Paper Simple, is one of those guys that you see at every event. If there's networking to be done, Scott's there. He is really, and I appreciate that, Scott. Really, he's the director of business development for Rock Paper Simple, and he is also a 2018 Leadership Brevard graduate. He currently is a board member of LEAD Brevard, also the president of the board of the Space Coast chapter of the American Advertising Federation, and a board member of the Melbourne Regional Chamber of Commerce. So no shortage of community commitment and work that he's doing. Scott, so good to have you here today. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm no Bart Getchins, but I'm working towards that type of resume.
Well, he's had a few more years than you, so I appreciate what you've done, and you've done a lot already. I've known you for a few years now, and you've really just come a long way. You've done so much as far as getting active in our community, learning about the things that are going on, always willing to lend a hand whenever somebody asks. And like I said, I see it everywhere. And that's what you have to do. I mean, for the work that you do, especially, it's so important to be somebody that's seen, good to be seen, if you will. Tell me a little bit about Rock Paper Simple.
So Rock Paper Simple is a digital marketing agency here in Melbourne. We have a team of 16 right now. Typically, we are all in our very fun, creative office off of Sarno Road, but right now our entire team is working full steam ahead remotely. And it's gone pretty well, made us rethink our big, beautiful office. Maybe we don't need so much space, because the team has been great, extremely productive, and really, really serving our clients and our marketing partners to an amazing level. So I can't give the team enough credit there, but that's a little bit about us. Yeah.
Yeah, great. And you guys have grown quickly. You've gone from just a small operation to, I consider you guys to be one of the leading marketing firms in Brevard County and well as Central Florida. So,
Thank you.
uh, Scott, let me ask you this: what are the traits of a leader, if you will, and how do you define your leadership style?
Sure, yeah. And one of the main traits of a good leader is, I think, the ability to learn. Because a good leader realizes they don't know everything and they can always do better and be better and surround themselves with the people who may or may not know more than them. So being a student of leadership, I think, is a very important leadership quality. Now, especially in these trying times that we're seeing through right now, some qualities that I would want to see in a leader is transparency. I mean, if you've been paying attention to the news in any way, you will see the gambit of leadership from what you think is good to what you think is bad. And so a lot of times it's a little bit about perception, but for me, I want a courageous, transparent leader that has the people in mind. You know, they're not in it for themselves, because it really is the main job is empowering the people that you are leading. And what was the second question? I'm sorry, I was so into that one.
No, that's fine actually. And how do you define your leadership style? I think you've kind of answered that really, because you walk the walk and talk the talk.
A bit. Walk the walk, I think, is a good way to put it. Lead by example. I've always thought that is definitely my leadership style. I'm one to lead the horse to water, but not make them drink. They need to take that step. So I'm not one to hold your hand too long or to do your job for you. You know, I'm going to show you and empower you the best I can and give you the reins and everything you need to do your job yourself. But you have to take that effort and do it. So leading by example is definitely my chosen style, right?
That's great. Hey, tell me, how did Leadership Brevard help you to kind of fine tune and hone your leadership styles and your knowledges and your approach to it?
So that's two-step question. One, it definitely opened up my world of this county of Brevard. Right, there was so many facets that I just didn't have. I was ignorant to. I just didn't know that they were there, and Leadership Brevard opened up those opportunities for me to really get in and learn about all these really awesome things this county has to offer, different organizations, nonprofits. So really opened up my eyes to the possibility of what a good leader can bring to this county. The second biggest takeaway I had from Leadership Brevard was their version of the personality test. It's your leadership collaboration style. So, you know, they give you a test, and it's basically telling you how to best collaborate with people that have a different personality than you do. This actually very much helped me in my marriage. My wife and I communicate a lot better now because LEAD Brevard taught me how to communicate with a gaga. So it's, you know, that is some priceless that I will take with me for the rest of my life, right? So
worth every penny invested.
That's right. And it made me realize that I can't be successful without a gaga in my life. I'm a very, you know, 30,000 foot level guy, and once you start getting in the details, I'm lost in the weeds and I'm not that productive, right? So I need that gaga to kind of wrangle me in. So
that's great. Hey, Scott, share, if you would, it comes to mind a leadership experience you've recently had and how you put all these things that you do know and learn and where you've really had to kind of step up and be the leader.
Sure. I mean, most recently, because we got 1 week of school left, and I have now become teacher dad. And that's not something I ever wanted to do, was homeschool or be the homeschool teacher or be the teacher of my daughter, but she's my kid, right? And contrary to what I said before about leading by example, I want to help her out with everything. You know, I want to do everything and make it as easy as possible for her, but that's not conducive to her learning. So it really tested me as a leader to practice what I preach and lead by example. You know, to give her the tools that she needs to succeed and allow her to succeed or fail on her own. I'm currently doing that now with a new business development person that we've hired. And, you know, you know, Geo, and what we do in the business that they're in, there is so much information that needs to be learned to be able to talk about it intelligently.
Right.
So trying to download that knowledge and give this younger salesperson all the tools that they'll need to succeed, and let them go out and win or fail, you know, on their own. So definitely testing what I preach, the lead by example thing, has been most recently in my mind. So
That's great. Hey, as we kind of wrap it up here and finish up, can you share with us a little advice for leaders as they are really moving into this new era? You know, a lot of us are going to be working from home maybe forever. I mean, a lot of folks are talking about not bringing their offices back, that they're going to continue this. And, you know, it's a new dynamic. It's a new way we're communicating via Zoom and other platforms like this, where before we used to have face-to-face meetings. So what can you advise leaders as they step into this new era?
Sure, I'm gonna steal something from Joshua Adams, the head honcho of Rock Paper Simple. In his office, it says, you know, empower talented people, and that's it. That's his main leadership style. Is it's all about the people. You are only there to empower them, to help them do their job. And when we were in the office every single day, you saw that person every day. You can ask them how their weekend went and this and that. And there's a lot more of that personal interaction, bond building. And now that we are all remote, I'm worried that we may miss that interpersonal connections that we make when we meet somebody, when we get to know them on a more personal level than just a Zoom call or a work call. So I would urge leaders not to forget about their people, to check in. So every couple of days, I will call one of our team members just to be like, hey man, how's it going? You know, what's new? What's going on? Can I help you with something? How's work? How's the life? How's the wife? And just check on them. You know, I really feel that our society is in for a rude awakening if we miss that interpersonal connectivity. So
yeah, totally agree. It's definitely, and as I said when we first started talking, how social we are, and used to being out and around people all the time, and you know, and kind of feed that energy that really comes from that. You know, we get that from that personal connections, and I agree with you totally. I mean, we really need to make an extra additional effort to stay in touch with people and to stay as connected as we can in what seems to be a disconnected time. So,
right.
Scott, it has been a pleasure to have you today. Thank you so much, my friend. You really offered some great insights. You got a great gig going there, and you know, thank you for everything you do for our community. Thank you what you do for LEAD Brevard. I know they very much appreciate you, and you're working on some of the marketing aspects for the organization, because they really have gone just from the Leadership Brevard program to so many more things that they have going on in the community. And so the need to make sure people know about that is so very, very important. Hey, as we sign off today, I want to remind you that we do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. LEAD Brevard bringing you Leader to Leader. And coming up tomorrow, we're going to have Mike Durant. He is a partner at Berman Hopkins CPA. And then also on Thursday, we're going to have attorney and the first female port commissioner ever, Robin Hadaway. She's going to be joining us. So do check us out, as it is 12:15 tomorrow, 12:15 on Thursday. The time doesn't change, just the days. And hey, if your business or organization is interested in supporting this community outreach program as a sponsor, please feel free to contact LEAD Brevard at 321-632-8222, or email Kristen, that's Kristin, at leadbrevard.org. You can also learn more about Leadership Brevard and all the programs that are part of the LEAD Brevard organization by going to leadbrevard.org. If you'd like to learn more about myself, you can go to ropertandpartners.com. And Scott, where can they find you all?
Oh, we're all over the web at rockpapersimple.com. If you want to check out our social media, you'll definitely giggle a little bit. So
you guys are entertaining, I will say that. And you're also everywhere. I don't know what, I pull up web pages of different sites and things like that, and boom, Rock, Paper, Simple.
We practice what we preach.
You certainly do. I mean, you guys are leaders in that way. All right, Scott, thank you again. Everybody, thank you for joining me. It has been a real joy to have Scott here And it's great to be able to do this and bring this to you. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.